Hi there everyone. Right, okay, so we're going to look at factorising quadratics today. It's a concept that is relatively straightforward once you get your head around it. I'm sure that many of you will have done it in class, but I'm just going to kind of cover it off to make sure that you are really clear on it in terms of what you need to do. So I'm going to walk through it really kind of relatively quickly, but obviously try and cover off what you're looking to do. So in terms of what it should look like, what it needs to look like, and all those kind of different things. So when factorising quadratic, you need to find two numbers which need to multiply to get the constant on the end of the quadratic, and add to get the coefficient of x. All right, bit of a mouthful that. So let's kind of look at an example and really trying to kind of get to the nitty-gritty of it. All right. Well, the first things first. If you're looking to factorise a quadratic, and when I'm talking about factorising quadratics, I'm specifically thinking about a double bracket, all right? And it's not really clear from the outset that that's what we're talking about, but ultimately that's what we're looking to do. And the reason it's going to be a double bracket is because I've got an x squared, an x, and the number, all right? And that's the only format really which guarantees it's going to be basically, and if you're asked to factorise it, that it'll go into double bracket, all right? If this number was not here, then this would not go into double bracket. It just is a normal, typical factorisation where there's an x in both of them, and factorise it like a single bracket. But because of this number, then that means obviously that's not going to work. There's nothing common in all three, so it's potentially, well, it is going to factorise into a double bracket instead. Okay, so we're looking for two numbers which multiply together to give you this number at the end, the +4. Okay, and of course there's a couple of combinations. It could be 1 and 4, 4 and 1, 2 and 2, and because it's a plus, again the signs could be the same, so it could be -2 and -2. Oh no, it couldn't, because I'm looking to multiply. Yes, we are looking for two numbers that multiply to get to 4. So again, it could be -2 and -2. But in the same breath, we are thinking about the 5. Okay, so -2 and -2. Well, when I add those two together, it's not going to give me +5. All right, so it's definitely not that. All right, so thinking about those numbers again, so 1, 4, 2, and 2. All right, well, because they need to add to get 5, 1 and 4 seems the most appropriate kind of pair to kind of go through. All right, so they've written them all down. So the factor pairs of 4 are 2 and 2 and 4 and 1. And like I mentioned, it could be minuses. It's not in this particular case because we know we've got a +5 here as well. But I'll talk to you about that one in a little bit. But it's going to be 4 and 1, isn't it? So because the 4 and 1 also make 5. All right, so they're the two numbers. All right, so 4 and 1 add to make 5, and 4 times 1 multiply to get 4. All right, so these are the numbers that go into the bracket, and it looks like this. All right, so we're going to have an x on both sides to make the x squared, and then the two numbers that I've figured out to go here, which are 4 and 1, need to go next to the two x's. All right, and now if I was going to expand the double bracket, and please look at our other videos on expanding double brackets, when I multiply this one out, I'd have x times x, which is going to be x squared. I've got 4x and 1x, which gives me the 5x, and I've got the 4 times the 1, which gives you the 4. All right, so if I was going to expand this out, then I would end up with this, and that's what you've done. You've effectively, when I asked you to factorise it, the key words for factorising is you're going to put it into a bracket, all right? And when we're factorising quadratics, when it looks like this, it's going to go into two brackets, all right? And that's why we've got this solution over here, okay? So let's look at another one. The method is very much the same, but I suppose the complexity, the potential difficulty may be when we're dealing with negative numbers, all right? And that's what we need to kind of consider. Okay, so we're looking for, like this one, two numbers that multiply to give you this number at the end, and that add to give you the -5. All right, so two numbers that multiply to give -6 and add to give -5. All right, so what I've got to think about here is the fact it's -6. All right, and that's the kind of key thing, is because it's a minus number, that means the two number values I'm going to get, one must be positive and one must be negative. It's the only way that I'm going to get a negative number at the end when I'm multiplying if the signs are different. Okay, so these are the 4 combinations of it. You've got 6 and -1, or of course the alternate is -6 and 1. I've got -3 and 2, or -2 and 3. All right, so we've now got 4 different kind of combinations taking place. So I've written them all down so you can see them all. Because they're the ones that I'm considering. So that's the ones that multiply to get minus 6. But looking at these numbers now, which of them also add to give minus 5? All right, because so which one add to give minus 5? Well, 6 and minus 1. So 6 take away 1 is 5. Minus 6 add 1 is minus 5. Here we go. So it's going to be this one. Let's double check though. So minus 3 and 2 is minus 1, and minus 2 and 3 is 1. So it's this one. All right, so it's minus 6 and 1. And this really matters now what I put into the bracket. All right, because when I put the two numbers into the bracket, I've got to have x minus 6. It's got to be minus 6 there, and it's got to be x plus 1. All right, and the other one. All right, so positive. All right, the signs must be different. Now, I often get asked the question is, does it matter which order these two brackets are in? Nope, absolutely not. So I could easily put x plus 1 first and x minus 6 second. It really makes no difference in that respect. But of course, this minus 6 has to be in a bracket, and this x plus 1 has to be in a bracket. You can't swap these two signs over. Definitely not. Otherwise, you're going to be having this one instead, which is unfortunately wrong. All right, so stick with this one. But the brackets can be the other way around if you want, okay, if that makes sense. So you can always check, you know, like I said, if you want to double check it, it's a long-winded way of double checking it, but if you want to double check and you've got time, then obviously you can expand out the double brackets and see what you've got. All right. While we're looking at this, there are a couple of rules which you can learn. You know, those two methods that I've shown you are consistent, and there will be no issues in terms of doing that. But there are a couple of techniques that you can consider, which may support you in knowing what numbers to look for. So there's a set of rules that we're after. All right. If you see a plus and a plus, so two positives like this, then you're going to have two brackets which are both positives as well. It's the only way it's going to work. All right. You cannot have a plus here and a plus here and then end up with some negatives. It won't work. All right, so the two set of rules where we got two positives are going to give you two positives. All right, it's going to have to be. If you've got a plus at the end, but this is a minus, then that means what we're saying is that there are two numbers timed together which must have the same sign. All right, so that's a rule of negatives. If the signs are the same when I times two numbers, then I get a positive answer, and that's what I've got here. But because of this negative, it's telling me that they are both negatives. So I'm going to end up with something looking like this. All right, so a plus and a plus, and then a minus and minus for the second one. Right, the other option, of course, is if you have a minus at the end. Now, if you've got a minus at the end, that means the signs must be different. All right, they must be different. All right, so you could straight away consider just putting a plus and minus straight into that, and then obviously thinking about the numbers that would work, because it's going to be something, take away something, will give you this value. All right, but the minus at the end tells you that. All right, it's in the same way, if you've got a minus at the end, well, it's going to be the same kind of idea, and the signs must be different. All right, they must be different. So still got a plus and a minus, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put the two numbers in here, but when I do that, take away that, it's going to give you that number. All right. So I could relate that to this one over here if you wish. If I look at this one over here, I've got minus 6 plus 1, and that gives me minus 5 there. Okay, there we go. All right. If I look at this one, I've got plus 4 plus 1, and then again that's the plus and a plus, so that's on this one, and it's going to give me the plus 5 in the middle there. All right. So you can look at that as much as you kind of like, but ultimately, you know, that they are this bit at the top are just little tricks of the trade in terms of trying to decide what you should have in your brackets, and and it might make your life a little bit easier trying to decide if it's a plus, if it's a minus, if it's a minus, if it's a minus, on those kind of things. All right. So all this kind of content is on maths-school.co.uk if you want to kind of look back over it. And there's also a bunch of questions for you to kind of practice on to show that you kind of understood it. So please take a look. But that's it from me for now.